Okay, lesson 3, learning target. I can calculate the probability of events that are not equally likely. Daisy, Penny, and Roomba are dogs. If the spinner lands on their first initial, they get a treat. Is it equally likely for Daisy and Roomba to get a treat? No. Daisy has more area of the spinner than Roomba, so it's more likely that Daisy gets treats. Is it equally likely for Penny and Roomba to get a treat? Yes, Penny and Roomba have the same area of a spinner. If the spinner is spun 100 times, predict how many treats each dog would receive. So if I spun the spinner 100 times, how many do you think Daisy would get? How many do you think Penny would get? And how many do you think Roomba would get? Since this is half of a circle, half of 100 would be around 50. And since these are quarters of a circle, each would be around 25. So that would be my theoretical guess. Find the probability for each event below. Are the events equally likely to occur? Rolling a die and landing on a 1 or a 2. So the probability of rolling on a 1 is 1 out of 6. And the probability of rolling a 2 is also 1 out of 6 because it's one side out of the 6 possible sides. So are these two events equally likely to occur? Yes. Selecting the letter A or O from the word chocolate. So first let's count how many letters are in the word chocolate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The probability of selecting A is 1 out of 9. And the probability of selecting O is 2 out of 9. So these are not the same probability. Selecting the letter S or N out of the word spoon. So let's count the letters first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The probability of selecting the letter S is 1 out of 5, and the probability of selecting letter N is 1 out of 5. So these do have an equal chance of happening because they have the same probability. A bag has 20 blue marbles, 10 yellow marbles, 5 pink marbles, and 5 green marbles. Jen wins if she chooses a pink or green marble. Lynn wins if she chooses a yellow marble. Are these events equally likely? So Jen wins if she chooses a pink or green marble. So how many are pink or green? 10. Out of how many are there total? So there's 10 pink or green plus 10 yellow. That's 20. Plus 20 blue. There are 40 total marbles. So this simplifies to be 1/4. Lynn wins if she chooses a yellow marble. There are 10 yellow marbles out of 40. So that also simplifies to be 1/4. So are these events equally likely? Yes. Paul wins if he chooses a blue marble. Okay, so how many are blue? 20 out of 40, which simplifies to be 1/2. Joe wins if he chooses a green or yellow marble. So green or yellow, let's go up here. Green's 5, yellow's 10, so that's 15 marbles out of 40. And that simplifies to B. And if you don't know, you can use your calculator. You plug in the fraction, you hit simp enter until the fraction does not have a downward arrow, and it is 3/8. So nope, these are not the same in simplest form, so they're not equally likely probabilities. Okay, the same bag with 20 blue marbles, 10 yellow marbles, 5 pink marbles, and 5 green marbles. Emily wins if she chooses a pink marble. Kim wins if she chooses a marble that is not pink. Are these events equally likely? Okay, so Emily wins if she chooses pink. There are 5 pink out of 40, which simplifies to be 1/8. Kim wins if she chooses a marble that is not pink. So if there are 5 pink marbles, then the rest of them are not pink. So I could add them all up, but I know there's 40 total. So this should add up to 35, right? 20 plus 10 plus 5. So 35 are not pink out of 40, which simplified would be 7/8. These are not equally likely. Devin wins if she chooses a blue marble. So blue marble, that's 20 blue marbles out of 40. And we already said on the last slide that that is equivalent to a half. Finn wins if he chooses a marble that is not blue. Well, if I know 20 of them are blue, then the rest should add up to 20 as well. So 10 plus 5 is also 20 out of 40. That's the combination of all the other colors, which is also a half. So these are equally likely to happen. All right, on this slide, we're going to talk about what a complement means. A complement of an event is the summation of all the events that do not occur, everything that doesn't happen. So if the desired event is rolling a die and getting a 3, what didn't happen? What didn't you get? You didn't get a 1, a 2, a 4, a 5, or a 6. That is the event's complement. If the desired event is choosing Monday through Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then what is the complement of that? What didn't happen? Choosing Saturday or Sunday. If the desired event is flipping a coin heads up, then the complement of that is flipping a coin tails up. What is the probability of rolling the number 3 on a number cube? So if you have this number cube, and here are all the different options, remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. What is the probability of rolling the number 3? Well, that's only one outcome out of 6. So the probability is 1 out of 6. What is the probability of the complement of rolling a 3? So the complement of rolling a 3 is rolling literally anything else. So a 1, a 2, a 4, a 5, or a 6. That's 5 different outcomes out of 6. What would you get if you did 1/6 plus 5/6? 1/6 plus 5/6. That would give you 6/6, which equals 1. The sum of the probability of an event and its complement is 1. So therefore, the probability of an event is 1 minus the event's complement, which we'll use on the next few slides. In the cafetorium, there are 28 students from Red House, 20 students from White House, and 32 students from Blue House. How many students are there total? Okay, I'm going to pause the video. Please add up how many students there are total. You should get that there are 80 students total. What is the probability that a randomly selected student would be from White House? Okay, so how many students were from White House? 20 out of 80. 20 out of 80 simplifies to be 1/4 or 0.25. That's another way of writing the probability. What is the probability that the randomly selected student would not be from White House? Now you could add up how many are from Red House and how many are from Blue House and find that probability. But if 1/4 are from White House, then what's the remaining? 1 minus 1/4 is 3/4. If 1/4 are from White House, then 3/4 are not from White House. So the probability of randomly selecting a student who's not in White House is 3/4 or 0.75. This is the complement to the desired event. Nick found the probability of giving each flavor from a bag of Skittles. So strawberry, orange, lemon, apple, and grape. What is the probability of not choosing a lemon Skittle? So not choosing lemon means you could choose strawberry, orange, apple, or grape. And those are the probabilities. So you could just add up all of those probabilities. But a faster way would be if the probability of lemon is 0.13, the probability of not choosing lemon is the complement, 1 minus 0.13. Try doing that method. 1 minus 0.13 is 0.87. You'll get the same answer if you add up everything that's not lemon, but it's faster using the complement. What is the probability of choosing anything but an orange Skittle? So you could add up everything that's not orange, or you could use the complement. Anything but an orange Skittle is anything but 0.28. So if you do 1 minus 0.28, you should get the answer. Go ahead and do that. 1 minus 0.28, 0.72. And you would get the same thing if you added up everything that wasn't orange, but using the complement is faster. The number of apples that Johnny may buy and the probabilities are listed below. So there's a 10% chance that Johnny buys 0 apples. There's a 10% chance that he buys 1 apple, a 10% chance he buys 2 apples, a 20% chance he buys 3 apples, 20% chance he buys 4 apples, and a 30% chance he buys 5 apples. What is the sum of all of the probabilities? I want you guys to go ahead and pause the video, add up all of these decimals here, and see what you get. Okay, you should have gotten 1 or 100%, right? What is the probability that John buys more than 3 apples? More than 3 apples means he'd have to buy 4 or 5 apples. So add those probabilities together and you would get 0.5. What is the probability that John buys at least 3 apples? At least 3 apples means 3 apples at the very least. So 3 apples or more. So we would add those numbers together. And what would you get if you add 0.2 plus 0.2 plus 0.3? 0.7. What is the probability that John doesn't buy exactly 3 apples? So when they say doesn't buy exactly 3 apples, it's anything but buying 3 apples. Here we can use the complement. If there's a 0.2 chance that he does buy 3 apples, there's a 0.8 chance that he doesn't buy exactly 3 apples. The number of tacos that Miss Wall may get and the probabilities are listed below. What is the sum of all the probabilities? Pause the video and add up all of these probabilities. Okay, you should have gotten 1. What is the probability that Miss Wall eats at most 2 tacos? At most 2 tacos means 2 at the very most. So 2 or less. Okay, pause the video and find the probability of eating at most 2 tacos. All right, you should have gotten 0.49. What is the probability that Miss Wall eats at least 2 tacos? At least 2 tacos means that 2 is the very least she eats. So it could be 2, 3, or 4. Okay, pause the video and try to find the probability of eating at least 2 tacos. Okay, and you should have gotten 0.79. What is the probability that Miss Wall doesn't eat exactly 2 tacos? So anything but 2 tacos. So you could add the probabilities of all the other events except 2, or you could use the complement, 1 minus 0.28. Okay, take a second and do 1 minus 0.28, and you should get 0.72. Okay, try this one on your own. The number of dogs that stop at the dog park and the probabilities are listed below. Pause the video and then hit play to check over your answers. Okay, find the probability that no dogs go to the park. That's 0 dogs. So the probability that no dogs go to the park is 0.05. Find the probability that more than one dog goes to the park. More than one dog would mean adding up these probabilities right here. And if you add those together, you get 0.08. Find the probability that not exactly 4 dogs go to the park. So everything but 4 dogs. You could use the complement and you should get 0.85. Find the probability that not exactly 2 dogs go to the park. You could also use the complement there and do 0.7. Okay, target practice. The cupcake of the day and their probabilities are listed to the left. What is the probability that the cupcake of the day will be lemon or raspberry? And question 2. What is the probability that the cupcake of the day will not be chocolate? Please pause the video, try these questions, and then come back to check your answers. All right, lemon or raspberry? So lemon is 0.05 and raspberry is 0.15. And if I add those two together, I'll get 0.2. All right, not chocolate. So that means everything but chocolate. So if I find the complement of chocolate, I get 0.6.